There's a tradition we have in France that's called Galette des Rois, and it means the cake of the kings. And it has to do with the Epiphany, which is really January 6th. And it has to do with, originally it's a Christian thing where the three kings brought gifts to Jesus when he was born, and one of them brought incense and myrrh and gold, I think. But don't quote me on those, they're kind of fuzzy. It turned out to be more of a cultural thing than a religious thing, but it's really big in France. In January, every bakery has those Galettes des Rois. And because my birthday is December 28th, that's a birthday cake I got every year. And it's really, first of all, it's really delicious. And second of all, it's really fun because there's a ritual involved with eating it. And I just wanted to share that with you. I thought you might enjoy making one this weekend. It's a lot easier than it looks. If you put one on the table, you're gonna look like some incredible French pastry chef, but I'm gonna show you how to do it, and it's really, really easy. If you don't like almonds, it's a French palate kind of thing. Some people can't stand it and some people love it. To me, it's my favorite cake. And sometimes my kids in July will say, let's have a Galette des Rois, but it's a little on the edge to do that because you're really supposed to do that in January. So I'm going to do one for you, and then we'll cook it, we'll bake it, and then you'll come eat it with us. And if you want to make one, go for it. It takes a couple different, you probably have all the ingredients in your kitchen, and then there's a couple different accessories, and I'll show you those in a second. So here we go. So what it is basically, it's puff pastry, and inside the puff pastry there is a preparation called frangipane. I think it's...
Okay.
Alright, so what it is basically is just 2 sheets of puff pastry with this incredible filling called frangipane. I think it's frangipane in English, and it's made with almonds, and it's really wonderful. And that's about it. Then you bake it, but I'll show you all the little tricks now. So we're gonna make the frangipane. So the frangipane is a 1/4 pound of butter, and the softer your butter, the better. Softer the butter, the better. Got that? We're gonna cream the butter. Oh my God! Jeez Louise, we're gonna cut that off. We're gonna start again.
That's the best part. So.
Did you cut it? I was still rolling. Oh my God! All right, you guys, lock the mixer. Okay, so we're gonna cream the butter. And we're going to add a cup of sugar. And my butter wasn't as soft as it should have been. Julie, you'll note that the butter has to be at the right temperature, as you told me. And then you move it around a little bit. Always want to kind of scrape the sides of your bowl. And so, then you want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees while you do this. And this is a typical French preparation. We do all kinds of stuff with French pain. You can do, you can have it at the bottom of the tart. You can make a tart bottom, and then put a layer of frangipane, and then on top of that put some pears or some apricot halves and bake it, and you've got this incredible dish. French baking isn't really complicated, it's really simple actually, but it asks for few but really good ingredients. So you say we're going to use margarine and really good butter. So your butter is creamed, and then we're going to add 2 whole eggs, that go a little bit, and then we're going to add 2 egg yolks. So it's 2 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks. So far we have a 1/4 pound of butter, cup of sugar, we creamed that, and then we added 2 whole eggs, and now we're going to add 2 egg yolks. The other day I got twin egg yolks. It's kind of freaky. And then I'm going to let that go a little bit. If you scrape the side of your bowl as you go, you can have a smoother texture and a better blended mix. And you can do this with a hand mixer too, you know. And then we're going to add 2 cups of ground almonds. This is just almond that I put in the Vitamix and ground it up. Might be a little bit over 2 cups, but heck, it's fine. Of ground almonds. Oh, I think our butter needs to be mixed up a little bit more. See, I should have softened it more before we got going. Let's give it another little whirl here. Okay, so our butter and eggs are ready. I'm going to add the almonds. Nice, beautiful ground almonds, and we're going to mix that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of almond extract. How much? A little bit? I don't know. Half a teaspoon, maybe. So scrape the sides of the bowl, and now we have this amazing, delicious, incredible preparation that's called frangipane. Here we go. So,
why don't you show us frangipane?
Show it? Yeah, I'm going to show you, but I want to have it all out because you don't want to miss a drop. It's that good. That's what it looks like. And you can't smell it, but it smells really good. But you really shouldn't stick your finger in it and eat it because I have a lot of raw eggs. Okay, so that's that. You see, that's the frangipane. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take out puff pastry. I put it in the fridge because I was afraid it was going to get too soft. I use puff pastry from a company called Les Boulangers Associés in Seattle. My friend Michelle makes it, and it's just awesome. But you can get it at the grocery store, or if you live near me, come by and I'll get you some of that. Puff pastry is a miracle of a product. I teach classes called Magic with Puff Pastry because having good puff pastry will turn you into a French chef just like that. It's magical. I mean, you can put cardboard in it and it will taste good. Okay, so we're going to cut a circle of puff pastry, and let's see how we're going to do this. I should have thought about that, but I didn't. But if we're lucky, look, we're lucky. Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Perfect. So puff pastry, when you cut it, it's really important to cut it 90-degree angle. Is that 90 degree? Yeah, it's 90 degree. You don't want to saw it because it's all these little layers, excuse me, of really wonderful dough, and you don't want to compress them. They're going to rise for you. So we're going to cut a circle of puff pastry. To save the rest because you can do really fun stuff with it later on. You can even write, cut it out and write letters out of it or numbers or whatever. And we're going to put our frangipane in the center, leaving a little edge so that we can close it up. Okay, so remember when I was telling you that it's really fun to eat? I'm going to show you why. So the traditional Galette des Rois had hidden in it a little, originally, long time ago, a little bean, like a little hard bean, and people would hide it in the frangipane for eating it later, and you'll see what we do with it later. And then it grew, the tradition grew, and people started to use little porcelain figures, and when I was a kid they were all in the shape of Jesus, or a little baby Jesus. Remember, France is a real Catholic country. So anyway, in this cake I'm going to hide what's called une fève, a fève, which is the little thing that goes inside the cake. And I happen to have a really great little selection of them here. And as you'll see, they have moved far away from the traditional Catholic Jesus. We have a fish here. We have a soccer ball, a Concorde, you know, the French Concorde. I guess that's one of the three kings. I think I used to have Eiffel Towers too. Where the heck did they go? That's Marianne. Ah! Well, Marianne went on the floor. She's the symbol of French, the French. Oh, here, this is little Jesus, I think, little baby. And then une montgolfière, that's a hot air balloon. So it's all kinds of French stuff. And I don't see an Eiffel Tower. So what should we use? See, here's Marianne. She's on the French stamp. What should we use? Soccer ball? No. I love this. This is what we use every year, so kids are getting bored with it. We use this as a fleur de lis, okay? So we hide this in the cake somewhere. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Okay, here we go. And you see, I use my fingers because I don't know what else would you use really. So you have a round of puff pastry, you have your frangipane. In your frangipane you have hidden a fève, and then now we're going to get a second layer of frangipane that's going to go on the top. Same thing. I can't believe that this bowl fits so well. I was darn lucky. And puff pastry is really forgiving, so you don't have to get nervous about using it. That's how forgiving it is. And so we're going to put that on top, and then we're going to close it. You can use a fork. Some people like to moisten the edges with water, but I don't. So there you go. And then one thing you can do if you want it to look really nice and golden is you can brush it with some egg yolk and then make some design. I'll show you some traditional designs that we do on there. That's really easy. That'll just take a little second here. You grab an egg. Okay. So you want another egg yolk. I think you can do it with milk too, actually. Here's your egg. Oh, you know what I don't have is a good pastry brush. Used to. What if I used it to paint? Really? Did I do that? I'm going to add a little bit of water because that egg yolk is pretty thick. Where's my water? Okay, so what we want to do is paint the galette. No, I have a pastry brush. Paint the galette with the egg yolk. And we'll keep the fork here because we're going to use it in a second. So it's going to give it a nice sheen, you know, golden and beautiful. And wait till you see how fun this is to eat. There's a whole reason we've hidden the fève in there. And there's a whole ritual that goes with eating it with the fève in it. So, brushing, brushing, brushing. Da, 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 da. And then I take my fork and I'm going to draw some lines. You won't believe how good this is going to look when it's done. And if you want to know how good it's going to taste, you're going to have to make your own. This is it. And And so we're going to put it in a 425 oven for about 25-30 minutes, but we'll do this later because we're going to keep filming once the kids get home from school so that we can serve it right hot out of the oven. They're pretty picky about their galette des rois. So I'll see you in just a little bit.